Hello, hey, good morning, good morning. Oops, sun in my eye. Can you all hear me? Let me know if it's working. This is gonna be my second stream, so I think I figured out some technical things, but bear with me if there's any issues. I see that Keep Faith Baby is already here and ready to write. That's really exciting. I'm ready to write too. But tell me how you're doing this fine morning, afternoon, sometime in your time zone. I'm personally still at my breakfast and at my tea. Tea? Can you see that? Tea. But I'm gonna start work in a second. Oh, great, wonderful. I don't know yet. This is sort of a new thing I'm doing, partially this week because I can't upload a new video this week due to some personal reasons. So I thought I'd pop in and just do a stream. But doing Nano, these are really fun. So probably soonish. Let me see. I'm gonna think about it during this stream, and then I will get back to you. I'm glad that everyone can see. Yeah. See, I really love this cup, and I get so upset if there's anything other than tea in this because it's just not correct. But I think tea tastes a little better with it. I have like a little I don't know what it's called, the fire thing to put underneath it too, but I don't know where it is right now. Oh, nice. Okay, then a happy afternoon to you. I am currently working on, I'm still on chapter 18 of my contemporary LGBTQ plus coming of age story. I had a bit of a migraine day yesterday, so I handwrote, and I'm going to be transcribing those during the first sprint. Just real quick, so that you all know. Sorry, got a little confused there. Yes, so that's just so real quick that you all know, we're going to be do magic numbers. That's 11 minutes as our first sprint. Then we're going to go up to 22, and then we're going to do 33, and then a quick dash at the end. I don't know who was last time doing the sprint, but ask for a dash exit, and I kind of like those because when you've just worked a half an hour one, I feel like you often still have a couple of ideas, so it's nice to just keep running for a second. So yes, I'll be transcribing my chapter during the first, hopefully in the first sprint, and then continuing. It's been really fun, but I'm in a sort of fluffy part, but also internal difficulties part, and it's still strange to me because before writing this book, I wrote I worked in an epic fantasy for a really long time, and I'm much more used to writing action stuff. My last Nano project was sort of a horror action. So I'm sitting here with the contemporary, and I'm like, okay, so not yeah, the world isn't constantly going under, and there's no earthquakes, and there's no, I don't know, no big magical explosions. It's all more internal. So I find myself finding writing and thinking is this enough? Is this enough? But then I read it back and I'm like, okay, no, it does have impact. So it's been an interesting journey. What are you working on? And let me see in Kate's Discord sprint. Okay, the comments might be a little bit delayed, but I can see we have a couple new people. Yeah, tell me what you're working on. Tell me how Nano's going. It's week 3 now. I'm not so certain I will make Nano this year, but it seems to be a trend. And honestly, I feel like we should keep reminding ourselves that it's 2020, and the fact that we're writing, multiple thousands, multiple thousands of words at all is already really impressive and awesome, and not give ourselves that much pressure to also write definitely 50,000 words. So that's kind of the space I'm currently in, because I'm trying to enjoy what I'm writing and not focusing too much on the 50K. Okay, so because we're doing this is my first time leading a multiple sprints sort of stream. We are planning to sprint for 70 minutes total, I think, writing wise. I'm hoping that it's gonna go around 11:30, noon latest EST time, because then my wife's work starts. So I gotta shut up at that point, because the mic might pick it up, and I don't want to, tell customers about my word count. But until then, we'll definitely have time, and I'm anticipating about 11:30. I was supposed to work on a teen fiction story, but I ended up working on yet another fan fiction. Fan fictions can be really tempting, and I'm telling you, I get that. I yesterday, once again, chapter 18, but I ended up outlining a completely new shiny idea because it would not leave me alone. And when you've got the creativity, you're just gonna have to let it out. But I hope the fan fiction is inspiring you to keep writing anyway, and you're still writing, so you're still getting better at your craft, and that's still a really good thing. But a teen fiction story, tell me more about that. That sounds fun. Ooh, 26,810. That's awesome, Tiara. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit 20K today, so I'm excited for that. But that means you're on track. Are you on track? Sounds like you're on track. If you're not on track for Nano, then I'm more behind than I thought, which is fine. But wow. I might be able to complete my last moment Nano project. I set 10K as a goal, and I've written 4K already. Oh yeah, great. No, you should be able to do that. Like, yeah, you've got 2 more weeks now. 2 more weeks, that's how math works, right? Yeah, 2 more weeks. Yeah, I believe in you. Well, hopefully these sprints can get you a little bit ahead too, unless the fan fiction calls. And if the fandom heart calls, then we must obey. But I'd say it's probably time for our first sprint, 11:11. Let me just see. Sorry, 1 second. Still trying to do this. Why is it not working right now? Right. Please hold on for technical difficulties. There we go. All right. That is not quite the right time yet. Let me see if I can actually set the correct one. Okay, let me find a different timer. I've mentioned this on my last stream, that I don't use the Google as a browser. I use, or as a search engine, I use Ecosia, which is a really cool alternative search engine that plants trees and does a bunch of really good things. It just makes the stopwatch a little bit harder. But let me see, can I get a little bigger? No. Okay. Yes. That's how you make it bigger. All right. Lovely. Okay, our timer is set. Are you all ready? Can I get a ready? Ready for 1, ready for 2, and great. All right, first magic sprint. Just woke up my cats with this bell because I thought, all right, we're doing magic numbers, so we should have a magic bell. Hey, how'd it go? 11-11. It's kind of a nice in between a warm-up and like an actual sprint. So I'm always curious how much people are getting during that time. Let me know. It's kind of hard for me to determine because, okay, so I put 145 words down, but because I'm transcribing, I always do this. I thought like, okay, I'm going to transcribe and then I'm going to add new words to that and it's going to be easy to count. But as I'm transcribing, I'm interjecting more sentences or slightly changing up the phrasing, and it makes it really difficult to count. But it's on paper nevertheless, so that's exciting. How did it go for you all? Let me know. See, kitties, yes. See, I don't know where Cedar is. Victor's a little bit shyer, but let me see if I can hopefully not make you all nauseous. But hey, Vic. Hi there. Say hello to the stream. That's Victor. And Cedar is currently not around. Oh. Can you see? And that's Cedar. That's Cedar in my wife's hand. Thank you. All right. So that's the two kitties. Cedar was sleeping. Let's see if he's gonna talk to you all again. Hopefully not. I hope you also can't hear the construction work. It's kind of annoying. They're building a bunch of balconies and the building across from us, so it's constantly there. But yeah. Yes. Oh, great. Sierra got 119 words. That's pretty cool. That's great for 11 minutes. I'm always happy when it's a shorter sprint and I get over 100. I don't know why, but everything under 100 is a bit more discouraging to me. But once I hit 100, I'm like, okay, I've done 3 digits. Yes, cute kitty. My cute boys, they now that it's colder, they're sleeping right on top of me. So I usually wake up with one in one arm here and the other one on my chest. And he just, yeah, sometimes Victor wakes me up in the middle of the night purring and is like, okay, it is snuggle time now. I don't care that it's 4 a.m. in the morning. And we obey because, you know, cats, our overlords. I am from Germany originally. I live in New York right now, sort of New York area. And I've been, I know my accent's probably a little all over the place. So I am German. I grew up in Germany for 18 years, and then I went to study in San Francisco, so West Coast. And then I moved to the UK for a little bit, and now I'm here. So I also studied acting, and I tried to get rid of my accent because of that, because it's not the easiest thing to have an accent in the acting world. So I'm now sort of a Kauderwelsch mix of German, Central European, UK, and American accent. But yeah, it's always fun to hear the guesses. Feline overlords, exactly. I mean, we are bound to them. What can we do? But seriously, it's also very motivating. Like, one of the things I really want my books to be able to do is get them like some fancy toys. There's this huge cat wheel I want to get at some point. So it can also be very motivating in writing. What motivates you to write? What's a weird thing that motivates you to write? Do you have pets? Do you want to spoil them? Because I want to hear that. 28, but then I only got here in the last 4 minutes. 4 minutes? It should have been at least 4,000 words. No, 28 is so great. And welcome. I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. Are you still working on the, oh gosh, it's Marvel, right? On the Marvel crossover fanfiction? Okay, so I mentioned I'm German. I'm going to use it as my defense for not knowing the most about comic books. So I'm very sorry that I'm a culturalist Philistine in that regard, but I do remember that your stories sound really cool. So let me know how that's going. Thank you. Well, you're French, right? So I love French accents. I love the French language in general. And I used to be able to speak it quite well. It was actually on par with my English, but then my brain had to be like, do you want to speak English in the country that you're at and, you know, the profession you're seeking, or keep your French? And I unfortunately lost my French, but I do love the language. Cats make me sneeze, but I respect them anyway. Yeah, that's that's sort of my wife too. She's actually really allergic, but she's used to our cats now, so they don't trigger her allergies anymore. Apparently, you can get used to like one specific cat, but oh god, when we picked out the kittens, so we went to. I really want an adult cat. I don't want to go into this too long, but please tell me if you're not interested in my cat stories. But I really wanted to adopt an adult cat, and I was going through for months, and then we saw Victor, who was a very tiny kitten whose fur pattern looked like he had a mustache. And my wife was just like, we need to get him. And, you know, it was a kitten with a mustache. I wasn't going to say no. And we went to the kitten event, and like it was still a foster event. So definitely adopted, but still kittens. And there were so many of them, and it was just the sweetest death for her because she was so allergic to all the little kittens, but they were also so cute because they were kittens. And yeah, it was a very sweet way of dying, and we got 2 kittens from it. Okay, good. Marvel. I'm so glad I said the right universe. That's really cool. So yeah, how's it going? Oh, okay. That's okay. I forgive you. I'm still really happy you're here. Where are you from then? Hats off to you. You remember what someone is writing, even though you found out in the last write-in. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. I don't have my hat today. Well, thank you. I do have a pretty good memory, but also I do remember the people that said they would be in the next like sprint and stuff. Because it's like the first couple times I'm doing this, I still have a very visual picture of my subscribers and stuff, just because there's not that many yet, and I think I can connect it still. Yeah, I don't once like Cape Kavanaugh levels. I'm not sure if I could remember that, but I still do. Oh, there we go. Hello. Yes. I'm not opening up the window because the window is very loud, but hello. It's going okay. I'm rewriting just now. Oh, nice. Do you enjoy rewriting, or are you more of a drafter? I'm realizing that I'm changing my mind on that. Like every time I keep thinking that I really like drafting, and then I'm drafting and I'm like, I don't know. I really like when the story is already basically told. So right now I would probably say that I prefer the rewrite the most, just because you know the characters and you're getting really into it. But drafting's fun too. So I'm from Bulgaria, but I went to study in France. Oh, that's nice too. Bulgaria is also really pretty. Don't know that much about Bulgarian, like the language, but yeah, that's still really cool. I hope you're all safe there and okay in this year. But I wish you the best for your studies. Oh yeah, no, I get that. In my first study years, I didn't have a cat anymore back home, but I had a dog, and it was really hard to be on the other side of the world and not have any pets anymore. I feel you, I feel you. But it's really great once you. It's really great. I'm sorry. Once you are like past your studies and can get one again, it's gonna be even more special. Just 1 second, I'm going to yell for a moment. I don't want to mute this just in case it gets out of sync, but Lovey, can you make sure the bathroom window is closed so that there's no more construction work? Thank you.
It's closed.
Yay, thank you. Okay. I've not been to Bulgaria, but I I mean, Bulgaria isn't too far away from Germany, so I've seen a lot of pictures. I knew a couple of Bulgarian students in my college, and did we have a I don't think we had a Bulgarian exchange program, but I don't know. From being from Europe, like I feel like we kind of have a good. I hope I didn't lean that too far out of my window. Like, no, I haven't been to Bulgaria. I would like to though. It looks very pretty. But yeah, I had classmates who were Bulgarian. Oh, hey Vixen, good morning. Good to see you here. And congratulations on your live stream, on your first live stream. I saw it. I was so tired, so I didn't actually get any words, but I still watched it. And you did really well. So congrats on conquering that fear. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I just didn't like what I had written, and I had finished Nano, so I thought I would. You finished Nano already. Woo! You get one wave. Ooh! And I imagine everyone else in the chat did it as well, so it was worth it. France is on lockdown, and I might be coming back to Bulgaria sooner than I was supposed to. Yeah, I'll keep my fingers crossed that everything's okay. I know it's a tough situation. I'm really glad we have fiction and our fictional worlds to kind of get away from that for a little bit, because yeah, I think the year has probably taken a toll on all of us. But that's the beautiful thing about writing and reading, is that we can transport ourselves into a time period where that's not the case and really immerse ourselves in that, and that can be really helpful. So I hope that helps. But yeah, I mean, I'm on the East Coast, and there should be a lockdown coming, but I don't know if there will be until January 20th at least. So chaos. Thank you. All right. How about we start our second sprint? Are we ready for the 22-22? What do you all think? Get more magic numbers in here. I'm gonna take a sip of tea and stare at all of you in the chat to tell me. StreamYard delays. Okay, I'm just gonna assume that's a yes. So let me set that up. This camera setup worked well for you all, right? With the thing there, and I hope my typing wasn't too distracting, or at least you can mute me during that. I personally always love hearing the typing. I hadn't done it last time because I wasn't going to be typing that much, because honestly, I'm typing very slow at the moment, but because it's transcription, it's a little quicker. So I thought I'd give you that typing ASMR. Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't want us to dwell too much on this stuff at the moment, but I agree, and it's bizarre. I walked past a restaurant yesterday and was full, and I was just like, but hopefully in a year, hopefully this is all over, and hopefully we'll get the vaccine first. But until then, sending everyone a lot of strength and safety. Can I send you safety? I'll send you my hopefully antibodies that I have from it at this point, because I did have it. It was pretty terrible. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna assume we're ready now. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Ah, all right. 22. Ooh, where are we? Oh, oh no, I woke up the snoring cats this time. Okay. I like this gimmick, but I'm not sure if it's worth all the pain I'm causing. How did it go for y'all? Wait, let me get rid of the timer. There we go. Second timer, a little longer this time. I'm surprised. Normally, normally I've done this twice. So normally, no, I've actually been on. This is my third stream. This is my third live, and usually I have some trouble getting into the scene while being on camera, just because I'm like, I don't know, sort of hyper aware of myself instead of being in the character, if that makes sense. But I think I actually got a little bit some new stuff today, and a little bit of realizations, not today, but in the last sprint. And I got 98 new words. I finished the transcriptions and I got 98 new words. So I'm pretty happy about that. 400 words, that's awesome. Yay. Cool. How are you writing the fan fiction? How is that going so far? When I finished transcribing, I kind of had to laugh at myself because I said earlier too that this chapter is more fluff. And my wife keeps telling me that I'm just calling everything that doesn't have life or death stakes in the moment fluff. And it's true, because the scene isn't actually that fluffy. It's kind of heavy, but I don't know. I have a weird definition of what the fluff means, and it doesn't mean that I'm putting like my characters into life and death situations all the time. It just means, I don't know, my whole book is fluff, and it's not. Apparently, I find life very fluffy. But other than that, I do like where it's going. So the situation here, from away from all the heavy stuff, is that my main character's boyfriend-ish. He's his boyfriend, but main character is kind of self-conscious about it. But his boyfriend has a big date planned. They're gonna watch Titanic because he thinks that my main character, Sam, really loves the movie and he's never seen it, and he actually has no opinion on it, but his date made like a huge deal about it, so he's currently on his phone trying to find out what the plot is about the movie or something so that he can fake being a fanboy. And yeah, that's kind of fun. And well, the story itself is mostly, I don't want to go too much into it here, but it's very much centered around my main character and his best friend, and sort of their platonic love story, and like how the friendship develops. And she's just sitting there and just with a shit-eating grin watching him scramble his research together, because yeah, she knows that he also doesn't know the movie. So that's where I'm currently at, and it's kind of fun. Vixen's got some busy work done that I have to do before writing. That's really important too, and it's right here in the East Coast too, so you're still in the morning. It's kind of nice when you get all the things you have to do out of the way so that you can focus on writing. So I agree. I just need to get a drink and work on Nano. Yes, get yourself a drink. What are you drinking? Are you drinking tea or water? There's no sentence on this, but what nice drink are you getting yourself? And excited. What's your Nano story? Now, I said earlier that I'm like totally remembering everyone's. What was your story again? I'm so sorry. Tell me again. What was your story? Your Nano project, because I really want to know now. Also, y'all, are you? Well, I know that CB, you sort of consider yourself a Nano rebel, right? Because it's like it's a fan fiction story you're working on instead of like a novel. I'm definitely considering myself a Nano rebel. Are we Nano rebels, or are we Nano naturals here? I decided this time, and I was really confident about it, not realizing at all what like was happening in the beginning of November, that I would use Nano to finish my novel, because I started it in June, and I thought like, okay, it's probably 50K more, so I can, it's perfect. I'm still working on that, but I was really positive in October, and then on November 1st I was like, the election is in 2 days. How did I forget about this? And then, you know, the election was a week long of anxiety, and then on our end here, there was a job change and some other chaos. So I'm not as certain anymore I'm going to be finishing the book in November. Actually, I'm certain I'm not going to finish the whole book in November, but I'm still hoping to do it this year. So that's kind of the first draft. Yep, tea and water are my go-to drinks. Yeah, mine too. Occasionally I have coffee, but I can't actually drink too much coffee. Like, my body doesn't handle it that well. But so I love having a teapot just on my desk, and I was really excited when all the hot temperatures finally started going down, because I was like, yay, I can have tea again, and I can turn on my writing candle without feeling like I feel the fire and it's getting even hotter. So I'm really excited to have my teapot again. I say, not having my teapot right now. Nano is a fantasy novel, and on the side I'm working on oh yeah, your comic, right. I wish I had been a Nano Rebel and picked my comic to work on. Well, it's not quite too late yet, right? Like, you could do that or do both, but that's so cool. Are you doing YA or adult fantasy? I was asking. I feel like a lot of AuthorTube and a lot of people are doing YA. It's so interesting to me, because even like in BookTube and stuff, I see so many YA book recommendations and stuff, and it's sort of led me to read at least 50% YA, which is interesting because I actually prefer adult. I've read some amazing YA books, but I keep finding myself with just YA on my TBR, and I'm like, how is this happening? Oh, right, everyone's writing really cool YA books. So yeah, it's sort of interesting how the YA market has boomed. And comics. So are you writing the text for it first, or are you doing both at the same time, like the storyboard and the text, or the full drawing? Is that the right word for that? Sketching, painting, art. But yeah, so tell me, if you three, have you written anything you're proud of today, or anything you want to share? That would be cool too. I always like hearing when people are proud of their work, because it's good to cheer each other on, and it's good to cheer yourself on sometimes too. I personally always really love reading my work back to my wife, because I'm like, I don't know if any of this is anything. Then I read and I'm like, okay, no, it's pretty good. We can work with that. So that's kind of a vital part of my process. But yeah. Other than that, we can go into a 33-minute one pretty soon too. I have also been thinking about doing another sprint. I'm considering doing sort of a weekly sprint, at least doing that. A weekly sprint doing Nano, you know, the 2 weeks left of Nano. But no, I actually do kind of like this, and I would like to practice getting a bit more comfortable writing while being on camera too. So while being on camera, you know, while streaming. So let me know what times work best for you all. I've been kind of considering Monday morning, like the next Monday morning. I can do evenings on the weekend too. I can't do evenings now throughout the week, just because home office, you know, remote work, which I'm a big fan of. I know that's kind of a complicated subject to remote work, if you enjoy it or not, but it's it's good for certain disabilities and certain life situations a bit more. I'm purposefully doing adult, not YA, and age my characters up a bit for it too. I write and draw my comic. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm always looking for more good adult fantasy. As I said, I prefer adult myself too. So that's really cool. And see HD characters up. That's a good point too. I was about to buy. I'm really sorry about the sounds. I hope it's not too loud. But I was about to buy a fantasy book. I bought a fantasy book actually, but I was looking at a bunch of them, and even the ones that were adults still had characters that were around like 18, 19, or 20. And I have nothing against that. I mean, I'm writing 19-year-olds right now, but I'm so curious and hungry for more books that are like, women in their 30s and 40s and like different types of ages and stuff. So I'm always curious about it. I'm not saying that yours is necessarily that right now, but I always love when we have a greater variety of ages in stories. So that's something I want to see more. I don't know what you all want to see more in the book world. All right, and I'm gonna go set up the 33-minute timer. Okay. Anyone need a quick break or anything before we go into it, or are you all fine with the long sprint, the 33-minute one? I'm just gonna check on my phone if the comments load quicker there. Otherwise, I'm just gonna assume yes. Let me know too if it's really loud. If it is, I might try and find a. Oh. Okay. If it's really loud, I might switch locations next time. So please do let me know if the construction work is bothering you, because I really don't want to distract you all. But it seems like we don't need another break, so let me set this up. Okay. And 33 minutes and 33 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. And there we go. And that was the long one. That was 33 minutes. How did that go? Saying the long one, I don't know how long you usually sprint. Let me know that. For me, 33 is sort of the average, although I've been doing a lot of nano sprints with a lot of people, and it seems like 15 to 20 is the more regular one, but 30 is something I'm really used to and enjoy. I feel like my brain can click into it better, but I do recognize it's more on the longer one. So how did that go for you all? I'm going to be done with the chapter soonish, I think. Oh, that's great. Awesome. Do you think you can do it in the dash? But maybe right afterwards at least. That's really cool. What chapter are you on? And what's the moments? Is it tense? Is it fluff, or my definition of fluff? And how's that going? And you, oh, great. And you wrote about 330 words. That's really cool, actually, because it's 3, like 33, and you wrote. So anyway, there's a lot of threes around. So that's kind of cool. I wrote around 400, I think. So this one went really well for me, but I'm going to admit that I went off my chapter for a second and did some YouTube scripting, which is important because I haven't done that in a little bit because other things. And yeah, I'm very excited for the new stuff I have planned. But yeah, it's really. I think at least that's a really good word count. To me, my sprints have been in the 100 to 400 word count range. So I'm always excited when there's a 300, when it's in the 300s. But yeah, so I started YouTube scripting a little bit. I think now, after a couple months, I'm finally getting into the groove of knowing how to script them, because honestly, I saw people scripting, always talking about scripting when I started YouTube, and I had no idea what it meant. It was like, did you write the whole thing and then memorize it? Or are you writing notes? And I'm finally getting into the groove of it, so that's exciting. Oh, there's more. There's more comments coming in. Yay, 409. Wonderful, Vixen. That's awesome. And right off the bat in the morning. That's really good. I'm on chapter 4. It's not quite tense yet. Renes Mikhail. Oh, cool. It's a Twilight fanfic. That's awesome. Renes Mikhail is going to begin researching the am I going to pronounce this wrong? Is this French? Quillut? Krillleute, that was German legends, because she wants to know more about the imprinting. Oh, I'm really curious now. So is she trying to understand the imprinting? Is it more romantic, or is it more like skeptical of imprinting? Which direction are you going with that? Very curious. I used to be a really big Twilight fan. I kind of fell out of it after a bit, but I have the first book in German with her signature. No, with her, sorry, not signature, but like signing. She signed it, and yeah, that was really exciting for me. So that's really cool. And it's kind of nice that you're working on chapters when I was writing fan fiction stuff, when I was reading fan fiction, like every fan fiction I liked never got past the like 3-chapter mark, and it was really frustrating. So I'm always excited to see how people are planning them nowadays and stuff. And I even see people outlining them, and that's just kind of cool to see how much work is being put in. And one of my good friends, Void, who, by the way, if you like game streaming at all, or are interested in some political streams, they do those too. Definitely check them out. I think they might be in the description of this video. They're called Void Cat Gaming. Anyway, they wrote like a 150K fan fiction last year, and it was just impressive how much work went into those. And I think it's really lovely how much, you know, love and passion you put in there for other fans and connecting through the stories like that. It's just really cool. Indeed, awesome job, Vixens. There's going to be a bit of romance, but the moral of the story is going to be different. Ah, okay. Yeah, you got me intrigued, definitely. It's kind of imprinting is kind of a unique concept in Twilight, and I know there's like a lot of critical thoughts about it, but also like there's a lot of things on both sides, and I'm very curious about seeing that concept more explored. So that's awesome. Yeah, and you're working on a fantasy story, right, Vixen? So that's really cool too. I'm gonna have one more sip of water. I'm going to be I just finished the script for that, and I'm hoping I can still film that maybe tomorrow. It's not quite clear because we're still having a lot of job interviews and stuff going on in the background right now. But not quite anymore. But anyway, it's complicated. But because of that, I'm not entirely sure if I can film this week. But very soon I'll be uploading a little bit of a channel intro because A, I don't have one yet, and B, I'm changing the direction of my channel a little bit. I already have. I don't think you've been with me since like August, but I'm sort of more really pinning down the categories I want to talk about and the kind of videos I want to make next to also the sprints, and I'll be announcing that I'll be doing more sprints in that too. So that's going to be the next video up, kind of a 5-minute channel intro thing. Yeah, so I'm excited to share that with you all, and to really get into that. Honestly, I thought of the whole concept in October, and then so much else happened that I actually hadn't started putting the work in for it yet. So I'm just returning into it, and I'm excited again. I was worried that I'd like lost the track for it, but I'm excited for it again. So hopefully that'll be up soon, and hopefully the first video in that type of videos I want to produce should be up next week. We'll see. And I'll definitely do another sprint next week, especially since it's the last week of Nano. Sorry. As you can see, my glasses are a little under the weather. But yeah, I'll probably do a sprint next Monday. It's on my channel. You'll be able to see the upcoming sprints. So just maybe in a couple days, check that out. And if you're in Kate Discord, I'll definitely post a link there under the AuthorTube tab as well. So yes. All right. Are we ready for our quick dash out the door? Our quick 5-minute dash out the door. What do you all think? Do you need to dash somewhere fast, or are our fingers ready to type? Let me fix that already. Let's just do 5 hours. Okay, maybe not. All right. Okay, let me just check if there's any delayed ones that I'm not seeing yet. Nope, looking good. I think we're ready then. All right, let's start in 3, 2, 1, and go. And that's it. Ooh, that was quick. That was really quick. I mean, of course it was quick. It was a dash, but I was sort of surprised because I just I did some constructing, like structuring of the whole thing, but I just had the first good idea for it, which is exactly what I said at the beginning, that you'll, in the dash will probably get a good idea for it, and then you can keep running and dashing along after the stream, but it still felt very quick. Yeah, so I'm excited though. I think I have a new path to go in that script at least, and in the chapter 2. Let me know how that went and what your plans are for the rest of the day. I think we're going to cut it here pretty quickly, just because I need to not talk as loud, but for future work stuff. I'm not finished with the chapter yet, but I'm really close to it. You got this, okay? You just dash along. You got this. In France, it's not too late yet. I believe in you. I'm sure you can still get it finished today. And thank you for joining me. It was really great having you both here. And yeah, at the moment you both, but everyone else has stopped in earlier as well. It was really great. I was obviously kind of nervous hosting this stream, seeing as it was the first time outside of the relay that I was doing this by myself, and I'm really glad that I wasn't in an empty room. So yeah, I wish you best of luck with that. Vixens, I hope that your fantasy story is really going to catapult you through the day, that you'll have plenty of inspiration and motivation for it. And I will most likely be back on Monday. As I said, keep an eye on the channel for that. I will announce that soon. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. It was great seeing you both here. All right. Bye-bye.